When The Day the Earth Stood Still hit movie theaters in September of 1951, flying saucers over Washington were a Hollywood special effect. But 10 months later, they were something else. Shortly before midnight on July 19, 1952, air traffic controllers at National Airport saw a series of strange, slow-moving blips on radar. At Andrews Air Force Base, radar operators saw the same thing. And when they looked outside, there was a bright light that hovered in the sky and then zoomed away. When other eyewitness accounts followed, the Air Force scrambled jets, only to have the radar blips disappear temporarily whenever the planes approached. By dawn, the skies over Washington finally seemed clear. But a week later, the mysterious lights in the sky returned. The incidents made headlines across the country. The press and President Truman wanted answers. Were they U.S. military tests? Soviet spycraft? Extraterrestrial life? And so, as the Washington Post put it years later, soon the federal government was fighting the UFOs with the most powerful weapons in the Washington arsenal: bureaucracy, obfuscation, and gobbledygook. The Air Force, which was in charge of investigating UFO sightings, held its largest press conference since World War II.
I am here to discuss the so-called flying saucers.
For over an hour, Major General John Sanford gave meandering answers to questions from a packed room of reporters. The strange lights and radar blips were not believed to be a threat, he told them. But exactly what they were, he couldn't say for sure. They might have been caused by the DC weather. Under normal conditions, air gets cooler with altitude. But at times, a layer of warm air can trap cooler air near the Earth. It's called a temperature inversion, and it can cause radar signals to bend and pick up objects on the ground, like buildings and traffic. It can also refract light and create optical illusions in the sky. The theory was based on science, but not everyone was sold. The experienced radar operators at National Airport were convinced that what they saw was real. And even Captain Ed Ruppel, the director of the Air Force's Project Blue Book UFO investigations, expressed some doubts later. Hardly a night passed in June, July, and August in 1952 that there wasn't an inversion in Washington. Yet the slow-moving, solid radar targets appeared on only a few nights. Nevertheless, the weather explanation gained traction, and the story of flying saucers over Washington eventually faded from the headlines. Though when the Air Force terminated Project Blue Book in 1969, the case was left unresolved. Decades later, some are still wondering, were those mysterious sights over DC really just a bunch of hot air? Or were they actually something more? For more strange stories from DC area history, check out our Boundary Stones playlist and subscribe to WETA PBS on YouTube.